High streets are everyday features in many people's lives, but they're often overlooked. And in the past few years, they've been really struggling. They've really changed in the last few years. Historic England decided to focus on high streets as a programme of work to both deliver capital improvements, so to help local people and local communities and local authorities. And we also decided to work with cultural activities on high streets to kind of remind people that they are points of connection, they're places where people come together to spend time, and that's really important.
Picturing High Streets is a 3-year project aimed at building a contemporary picture of England's high streets. We do this through mass public participation, through artist residencies and community engagement. Commissioned by Historic England and delivered by PhotoWorks, it forms part of a much wider high street cultural programme, the largest ever public community-led arts and heritage programme. It's also part of a much bigger regeneration effort across more than 60 high streets. Our vision at PhotoWorks is photography for everyone. So Picturing High Streets is a wonderful opportunity for us to encourage the public to use photography and to express themselves and to inhabit and look closer at these cultural spaces.
In September 2022, we launched a mass participation project on Instagram. So we put a call out inviting the public to share their photographs of high streets, and we ran that call out for a full year. Thousands and thousands of photographs from the public that have really documented and celebrated what is unique about high streets. We had a set of touring exhibition panels that we put in city centres, so where lots of shoppers are moving around. The one thing that's come out really strongly from all of our kind of visitors and our passers-by has been how these photographs have prompted them to look again at high streets.
6 artists were selected to spend 3 years on the high street, documenting it, working with the public to create a contemporary portrait of what the high street looks like right now.
Art should be a part of everyone's daily life. So for me, the driver has always been making it accessible and giving people who are not being given those opportunities, giving them those opportunities.
I just knew that this was like perfect for me. It was like everything I'd ever wanted on a brief. It was like photographing my home city.
When I saw the advert go out for the commission, that really appealed to me, the fact that communities had some agency and some role in the decision making about forming a project.
This project afforded the time that's so valuable, that is needed for engagement. You've got to build relationships and trust, and that takes a lot of time.
If you want to have your say, you need to become part of the process.
I've been working with the traders in Chester. It was just wonderful to work with people who lived and worked in Chester and just be reminded of all the wonderful things that make Chester as a city very special and quite unique.
I chose to work with Cannon Barnett Primary School Year 5 class, Tiger class, and I wanted to work with my former primary school.
I decided that it would be interesting to look at industries that defined the city of the past and those that shape it today, to co-create and co-produce the artworks.
There is always this change happening, like there are always shops changing, and I kind of wanted to get to know the shopkeepers. And the second community were these lovely bunch of aunties I got to work with through Jamila's legacy.
It ended up being quite led by the participants, the people from our group that were involved, because they felt safe enough to be vocal. They felt safe to share something that we'd never heard before.
Working in this way, you don't sort of just meet people for 10 seconds to take a picture and leave. You really get to know people, you find out about their lives, their hopes, their beliefs, and that imbues you with a bit more responsibility to how you portray communities.
What was very important is that this project was able to give them a voice. They were able to say about the passion that they had for the city, all that they loved about it, but also the things that they were finding difficult.
It's very hard to gauge yourself, I think, but from feedback that I've had, I think the biggest outcome would be a sense of pride in the town centre.
To show them that someone that looks like them, from a very similar background to them, is working in the creative industries, and that it's possible for them to also work in that industry.
The work really is, in many ways, the result of those conversations, and actually the conversations kind of are the work.
What do you think you've learned from it, or something you've gained from being involved?
I've gained a lot more confidence, I think. Yeah. To go out on the high streets and approach people and ask them to take the photograph.
I feel more confident as well now, taking pictures, even if it's not of people, if it's just a scene in the street. I don't feel like everybody's looking at me now.
As the project comes to a close, hundreds of new photos will be added to the Historic England archive as a brand new collection. A permanent time capsule of today's high street for everyone to explore now and in the future. These are free and available to view through the Historic England website.